trying when I sit here. And so what I'm going to do, I am going to take that down and put them away, and then we'll get started. What we're going to be talking about today are the palettes that I used during the month of June. Can y'all believe it is July and I am going to eat this this granola bar? I just woke up like half an hour ago. All right, let me grab this off the. Is this content? Okay. And so yeah, this is from. Actually, this is from the lady of Shalat look. We did one look each eye, and if you've been here, you know each color gets his own brush. So this is all just from, well, two eye looks. So I'm going to do the intro. Hey, Janet. I'm going to do the intro for those who may circle back. I wonder, as I'm saying that, for live streams, do people, well, people do, you know what? They do. People do watch because my numbers continue to go up for views for at least like 2 weeks for live streams. So I probably should actually jump in with the intro for those people, but let's just do that now. Hello and welcome. My name is Dion. I call this the crazy troll nation of YouTube. Why do I call it that? Crazy concept. Knowing it's okay to be your authentic self in a world where people will tell you who and how you should be. The troll part is not caring too much about the beauty community standards. You set the standard for yourself. Try not to feel like you have to use a certain brand, a certain tool, or a certain technique because that's what somebody's telling you in the video that you're watching. Use whatever you want to, however you want to, to get your makeup on in a way that you are satisfied with it. Hey Janessa, here at the Crazy Troll Nation, we believe in self-acceptance and self-love, embracing our natural features, enhancing them if we want to, when we want to, never feeling like we have to. Love yourself for who you are and for how you look, even when you're not wearing face paint. This is just skincare, y'all. I'm 56. I am freaking fabulous. Like, look. Yeah, I got wrinkles. It fits. I'm 56. And I got this one bag. Thankfully, I don't have two. But anyway. So, I'm going to open this. I did, before I came over here today, well, here at my station, I looked at what palettes I have not used since May. Because we're on this journey to make sure we use all of our palettes within a 2-month period. And I have 29 palettes. So it seems like if I do a look every day, or even if I don't and I pair palettes, that I would use them all within a 31 day period. And I was pleasantly surprised that there's only 10 palettes that I haven't used since May. And one of them I haven't used since April. Thank you, Addie. And so I was surprised. And so I'm going to tell you what we haven't used since May. Well, let me do April first. We last used Pat McGrath Moonlit Seduction in April. And the rest of these I'm going to name we haven't used since May, right? So it's only just been a month. Subversive Mothership number 3, from Notoriously Morbid Spellcast Beauty, Vela Tofana, Swamp of Sadness, Mary Mean One, Eternal Beauties, Bog Witch, from Natasha Denona, Xenon, Yucca, and My Dream palette. So that's 10 palettes that we haven't used between April and May. And so I'm really feeling good about it. And then I'm wondering, like, do I want to declutter more? And so as I go through these palettes, instead of high tier, mid tier, low tier, we're going to do I like it or I love it. So that's how we're going to rank these. Y'all know I'm not good at ranking. So I have them stacked up over here on my stool. No particular order. The Nightmare palette. Put this on all messages. I clicked all messages and then all the messages disappeared. All messages. They all disappeared. I see no messages. If I put it back on top messages, nothing is showing. Okay, see, YouTube is doing their shenanigans. Because I was seeing messages and it was top messages. And when I clicked all messages, they disappeared. I just put on all messages again, I see nothing. Put it back on top. Messages. I see nothing. Um, let's see. Put on none. Hide chat. Now let me go back to all messages. I see nothing. I see nothing. Top messages. I see nothing. What is happening? So let's just leave it on all messages. I see nothing. So this is the one we used a few days ago. It aired, and I feel like, let me move y'all here. I feel like, I don't know what I was going to say. I feel more comfortable now because I know in that video I struggled with like, why am I tripping over this palette and it not calling me? And so it was suggested that because it's not a color story, it's just a bunch of colors. And that felt true for me. And so I do feel better just knowing how they say, if you know what the issue is, you've already solved half the problem type of thing. And so that's where I am with this. And so I do feel better about it. And it is definitely my color story. And so that's why it was bothering me. So, but I'm still going to put this in the like pile. For those who might be coming in, Janessa's going live in an hour. She's going live in 90 minutes. So that's why we're here early, because she's going live, yeah, in 90 minutes. So that's going to go on the like pile. So we're going to go through this pretty quick. Pat McGrath Mothership Gilded Palette. It was gifted to me. This, oh man, I dropped the paper. This, I find that it is a companion palette for me. And what I've been doing the last 2 times I used it was, like, say I put on the blue first half of the lid, purple second half of the lid, I would use this blue to top the blue and this purple to top whatever purple's there. So this has become an accent palette for me, and I do like it for that. I love the formula. Do I love the palette? This is a beautiful palette. I forgot this was a dual chrome. When I look at this, I see blue, but then, excuse me for that glare. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. But when I look here, it's purple. I don't know how to get you to see what I am seeing, but yeah, when I look down here, this is purple. And when I look where you are, it's blue. I'm gonna put this, excuse me, let me grab that paper because this is bugging me. This is content. Excuse me. I know messages are not popping up. So if anybody's here messaging, just know I cannot see you. I'm going to put this in the love. I'm going to put this in the love pile because I am enjoying it as an accent palette. And when I use palettes that are not really bold, or if they're more of a set, and I do think, oh, you know what? Let me just top it with something from in here. So I'm going to put this in the love, which is surprising to even me. So Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes Moonlight palette. I have panned a second shade in here. This one I panned a while ago. This one has a nice little hole in it. This is going to go in a love palette. When I think of shading, when I think of creative looks, and if there's a black, a blue, or a brown involved, or a gray, my mind automatically goes to this palette. And so, and it's, I always feel giddy inside when I use it for creative looks because I'm like, I don't think Mario intended his palette to be used that way, but I do really enjoy it. We are going to do a look with, there's 2 holes in this one. This is starting to crumble, which explains why I'm seeing this shadow down here. We're going to do a look, if I did not do one already, with like these 2 columns, because this side, particularly this column, is sorely neglected because I tend to stay over here in this shade here. So we're going to, if I didn't do a look with these right here, we're going to circle back and do that. And I know I've done it when I first got it, but we're going to do that again. Yeah, this is crumbling. So my question for myself is, would I repurchase this palette? I don't know. Because as I said, this shade gets used a lot, and these right here get used a lot. And surprisingly, this gets used a lot more than these, but this does not get used all that often, and it doesn't even look used, but I know that I have used it, excuse me for the glares. And so would I repurchase it? I don't know, because I have other palettes with blacks and grays. So I don't know. Maybe if it was like half off, I probably would. I don't know. Um, I'm down to 29 palettes. So it is feasible to use them all in a month. And I think I said that already. 8 brands, 9 if you separate Spellcast Beauty, sister side of Notoriously Morbid from Notoriously Morbid. But if you lump them together, I have 8 brands, 29 palettes. And I feel really, really good about that. Spellcast Beauty side of Notoriously Morbid, I do have a code down below. This is their Neon Garden palette. When I'm doing a look, or if it's a collab look and pastel is involved, like if they give us a color story, my mind does go to this one. This is a really pretty shade. These 3 right here are not really unique to my stash, but these are. These are unique to my stash. These actually do show up a little bit different on my lid, this being a pink, this being a purple, because sometimes they do just look like one shade when I use shadows in the same color family. But I'm going to put this in the like pile because I only think of it when a certain color story is required for a look. We're going to move on to MAC. I say it all the time. I highly recommend their 12 pans. I do have a lot of links down below. This is their Future Flames palette. This is a love for sure. And you may look at it and be like, easy to do monochromatic if that's your thing. Easy to not do monochromatic if that's not your thing, because you have like this shade here, this orange, this shade, this one, and dare I say even this one. And I do really like it. The formula for me is a solid formula, and I don't see me being without these palettes, these 3. So that's going to go into love. Hi-Fi Color from MAC. This is what that looks like. This is a fun palette. And when I looked at the BYOP, the Trolls is one of that fun palette. It's a similar color story, but I also do not see me without this. And I really enjoy it. This one finally does work for me after like 2 or 3 years. This is a dual chrome, that burgundy, green, brown that we all know and love and have like 1,000 times in our stash. This shows up very light on me, but it's good for this area or buffing out shadow on my lower lash line. So this is a love. All 3 of these are loves. And they're not messy, and they're very easy to work with. So then we have Unfiltered Nudes. And with these also, what you see on the outside is what you see on the inside. This is Unfiltered Nudes. This is a very easy palette to use. And again, not messy. The formula just works for me with black. And when I look at this, I do think of the Glam palette, but they are not the same. Similar color story, yes, but the formulas are what sets them apart from each other. And I do travel with this when I do travel, sometimes with the Glam palette, because whatever I do is going to look nice. If you want to stay, light, easy, breezy here, if you want to deepen it up, you have this row here, this shade, and this one over here. And there's no shimmers in here. There's satins. And it's just a nice, easy palette to use to do a quick, easy look and not have to put a lot of thought into it. The next we have Natasha Denona Dramatic palette. And I stopped clowning it, saying it's not dramatic. This is not included in my total because I had taken it out to do my kit. The official troll kins have spoken. And so we are going to do, we also used the tan palette in June. They have spoken, and so we are going to do, I was calling it a beauty battle, but actually the playlist says beauty face-off, where we do similar color story palettes, one palette on one eye, another palette on the other eye, and then y'all tell me like which side is what palette. Because last I used this, it was recently, it was a collab with Tanya's Beauty Box here on YouTube. And we did a palette bingo. So a random generator chose our shades. It was interesting. This is beautiful to look at, but for me, these lighter shades, they either show up the same on me, or in the case of like these right here and this one, they don't show up on me at all. And so it's like, why are you here? So that's how it ended up sanitizing in my kit. But the look that I did with this, it came out to be just a really basic smoky look, and that made me think of the tan palette. And so I had asked for the members, because members here, they do have some say in the content that we do. So I asked if the members would want to see a beauty face-off, a beauty battle, one look with this, one look with this, and to see if they are really similar. Looking at them together, you can see there are some shades, particularly the more brown tan shades in here are similar to this. I will say these are, for the most part, the same formula. It says that Slick Cream Matte that she recently did, well, that Natasha recently had formulated, and the shimmers in here, they're more metallics than actually shimmers. And so, yeah, so the trolls have spoken, and so we will be doing a beauty face off with that, and then this is going back in the kit because there's just not enough differentiation in here. And even though, like, I appreciate how she did each column for an undertone and then also light to dark for each column, but if the shades are showing up the same, does it even matter that they're 4 different undertones? You know what I'm saying? And so I get the vision. I understand what she did. It just doesn't translate into usage. Like when you use it, it's like, what was all that for? Like they look the same on the lid. And some of these are deceptive. I was excited about this one because it's dark. It does not show up dark on me. And I'm light skinned for a POC person. So I was just like, what? Excuse me. So I do not, I'm going to put it in a like pile, but it's not counted into my count because this is going back in the kit once I'm done with the face off. But it is a decent palette. I do think if you do makeup professionally and you do mostly natural looks, glam looks, or if you do bridal makeup mostly, or like graduations and stuff like that, I do think this would be a handy palette. This one and the lighter one, depending on what your primary demographic is of your client base. But for personal use, no. And there are some people that actually really love this palette. And so that's why I stopped clowning it and saying, oh, it's not dramatic, because it is dramatic for some. I just noticed on the Nightmare palette, this label is peeling. I just noticed that, and it's peeling here and over here, like all the corners, the label is peeling off. I have not had this that long. When did I get this? I opened this, I got this, oh, damn. Well, wow. I opened this November 12th, 2025. Yeah, so the label is peeling off on the front. Anyway, gotta get distracted. So that's going in the like pile, the dramatic palette, and then it's going to go back in the stash after we use that. One more again. The tan palette, surprisingly, this is going to go on the love side because it is very easy. I really love the formula. We have done 6 looks. Out of the 6, 2 look similar. So that gives us 5 different looks. Are they way different? No. But if you look at them, like if I do one this eye, one that eye, it is like, okay, yeah, that's different. If I did one look one day, one the next, it might seem like it's kind of the same. But yeah, so we got a solid 5 different looks out of here so far, and I just really love the formula. It does look like it's metallic heavy, shimmer heavy, and it's hard to say sometimes because like this one is that creamy matte or slip cream, and so looking at it, it looks like it might be a metallic, but it's not. And so some of them are deceptive, the formulas that she has in here. I do think it's a beautiful color story. People love this on me because it's my complexion. It's my complexion in a palette. And so I do get compliments. Actually, every time I wear makeup out, I get compliments. But people love me with this color story. And they're more, I think, the natural side because I do like more bold colors. But still, because it's easy to use, I like the formula. It's going to look nice. This is going to go on the love side, surprisingly, right? And then next year I'll be like, I'm getting rid of it. I'm not going to get rid of it. This, oh, you saw my face lit up. Okay, the second, I don't know why these pop-ups are coming up for channels that I don't remember I put my notifications on for. Selling Cosmetics are no longer around. This is their Grunge palette. Actually, Grunge Life palette, it says. This is a refresh for me. I did send the other one to Michelle. She's one of my official troll kin, and we did a collab. And she is loving this palette, and I'm excited that she's loving this palette. This color story. For those of you who think grunge just means smoky, no, this is called Grunge Life. This is a grungy palette. These are grungy shades. And I do like the variety in here. This is very soft. You can tell by how it looks. So is this one. This one is very smooth, and that's a dual chrome. When I look over here, I see purple. When I look where you are, it's green. So here it is what I see, and here it is what you see. And this is very bold. This is a metallic. And so you only have for metallics this one, and then these two shimmers. These are challenging to work with in a way because they are so creamy. But once you get it on your brush or your sponge tip applicator, whatever you use, it just looks so friggin' pretty. And so this is definitely a love if you have not guessed. And I'm really excited having fewer palettes. And I remember like a year ago, I said my sweet spot was mid 60s. I'm loving like hanging out around the 30s. And so we have 29 now. I have palettes that I ordered on pre-buy. They may be here by the fall. I don't know, hopefully. So we'll see. But for right now, we have 29 palettes. And we only have 2 lethal BYOPs left. If y'all been here for a while, remember I had like 9 of them? Because I remember saying, okay, there's 12 shadows in each palette. That's 108 lethal singles. We're down to 2. Because I really wanted to separate out what do I reach for and what do I don't really reach for, so that I can really pay attention to and keep track of making sure I'm using all of my palettes and something's not sitting for like 3, 4, 5 months and I haven't touched it. This one is my anxiety palette because of this shade right here, which is a dual chrome. So you see that shade, then you see this shade. And the first time I used it, it got away from me, and I didn't use it for months and months because I was intimidated. And so it was my official trollkin, my channel members, who named my palettes, and they named this anxiety because of that. These two are UV reactive. This one is the exact pink of my second cousin's cheerleading team. Their colors are hot pink, white, and black. So this one, when I do go to her competitions, I wear that shade. And they're like, oh my gosh, like that's the exact color. I'm like, yeah, I know, right? That's so cool. And so, but these are lethal shadows for me just work. And I'll say more so the singles, even though this formula is in their pre-made palettes. But every pre-made palette that I've had from them, I ended up decluttering it because there were some formulas that I didn't like. And one of them, the shimmers were just awful. Like they were just horrible to work with. And so, but this is a love for sure, and I really do enjoy this palette. This other one is my Martine Cosmetics 669 dupe palette, and it is a dupe for the Martine 669 palette because I did test it. Top row, before I got rid of it, because the 669 started to die on me, so I'm like, let me hurry up and dupe it out and get this and try it and see. So we did top row on one eye from here, top row 669 other eye. They were extremely similar. I was so excited. And then we did the same with the middle row, 669 middle row, and the same with the bottom row, this palette and 669. So this is actually a dupe. This one is a dual chrome. So you see this blue, then you see this not blue. Something else in here I think has... This has a slight shift because when I look over here, I see like a greeny gold shade, and where I look where you are is red. This is what I see in person, but then when I hold it up, it turns this red shade. So it's not as prominent as this one, but it's definitely... And so you see that there, and then you see this. These colors, I love them. This is a love, in case you didn't know, and I loved 669, and I was sad to see it go. They did bring it back, but then the tariff stuff hit, and so it was not available here, or even in Beauty Bay. Like they have a factory here or warehouse here in the United States, but it hasn't come back here yet. Yeah, the tariff stuff threw a lot of stuff off, and that's when Selling Cosmetics had closed down. And it was really unfortunate because now it's like, okay, his tariffs were illegal, but then you have all these companies that are long gone now because of that messed up situation. So we have quite a few. Let me do my other MAC one, and then we have Natasha. Well, actually, we have 2 more MACs. This is my Trolls Just Want to Have Fun palette. This was named by 2 of my official trollkin, which is what I call my channel members. And so it is... I think this is like a deeper version of the Hi-Fi color palette. These colors in here are more impactful. These 2 are their new formula, and they're called Chrome Shift or something like that, and they are dual chromes. This one doesn't show up as much. This one That's not that one. I stuck my finger in. This one is a purple and it's a blue, and you can see both the shifts depending on how you even just hold the palette. I do really like this palette. This is carbon. This is a really nice black. And so going back to like the black and the blues from Mario's palette, I have that here. I don't think the Mario blue is as bold as this one. And this one looks like it wants to be a metallic, but it's really not. But we have a black in here. We have this mid-tone brown. So we do kind of have those shades. So I need to really think like, will I repurchase it when I hit more pans or when shadows start to fall apart in Mario? But this is a really fun palette. I do enjoy using it. I'm going to put this in the like pile, even though I just said how much I enjoy using it, because I'm looking at it. It doesn't call to me. It may be because it is a colorful, fun palette, even though I do love colors, and it's just something where it just hasn't hit that spot for me yet, but I do really enjoy this palette. I do really enjoy these formulas, but it's just something that I need to figure out. So now we have 4 Natasha palettes. That is going. I do feel like that's going to remain one of my main brands. Is Natasha, because the formulas just work for me. The older formulas, such as in Leela, this is a repurchase for me. Actually, yeah, all 4 of these I'm going to show you are repurchases for me. So that says something too. This, I don't use it often. I'm going to put it in the like pile because I don't use it often. There is variety in here. If you want to stay more on the neutral side, nothing really happening, you go over there. This is bold. This is bold. There's 2 dual chromes in here. The dual chromes are not really strong. Here's one here. So it's this shade and then it's orange. This one up here also. So it's orange, but then it turns pink. But it's not a strong shift. And so even just looking at the palette, I'm like, I don't know. But then as I move it around, I see this is a solid color story. This is going to go on the light side. I enjoy this old school formula. I enjoy the looks that I do. It just doesn't call for me. And I don't know why. Hence why I do track how many times I use each palette and want to use each palette within at least a 2-month period. Because if I'm not going to use something, just get rid of it. You know what I'm saying? But I do like it though. And so I don't want to not have it. And when I got rid of it, I missed it. So that says something too. One of my most fun, Natasha Denona Circle Loco. This palette I do think will forever be in my stash. And I just love this palette. This is colorful. I like every look that I've done with this. And it is just fun to use. This is the palette I used. The first Pride look collab that Janessa J Champagne and I did. And I did the rainbow like across here. This is what I used. And I had never used it for like troll play looks before. I had never used it on my face before. And over on Instagram, they were like, oh my gosh, like those shades are so iridescent. They're so bold. They're so pretty. I'm like, that's Natasha Denona Circle logo. And so I learned a lot using this for that look because it is very impactful. And so that has me in a way, along with other palettes I use for face paint, creative looks, troll play looks, that you don't need like a extra stuff. Like you can use just regular eyeshadows for the troll play looks, even though I do love oil-based paints. I do love using water-activated paints. I do love the cream paints. But for personal use, are they necessary? No. The creams will stay longer when set. So will the water-activated. If they dry down, them suckers are hard to get off. But you don't have to if you don't want to, spend money on those types of products and formulations. But this, for me, is always going to be a love. It's just something about it. It's bold, it's pretty, except these two oranges. This is a metallic, this is a matte. They show up exactly the same on me, which is barely there. It's like I think I see it, but other than that, what am I looking at? This one makes me look a tad dusty, and so was this one if I put a wide patch of the color. If I just use like a thin little line, it doesn't look dusty. I used this for the first time as a lid shade. This was really pretty. And I had never done it before because I'm like, okay, it makes me look borderline dusty. But using this all over the lid, I was pleasantly surprised. And so I'm back to what I usually say is do something different, try something new. And so I have a newfound love for this shade, which is Fun to Mime. because it was beautiful on my lid, and I would have never known if I didn't just try it for whatever look that I was doing. But this is definitely a love. I do love her formula. This has the creamy mattes and the creamy powders in it. Her palettes do have a 24-month PAO. For me, they start to break down around 2.5, 3 year mark, and it's usually, if not always, the cream to powder and the creamy mattes. And I think just because of whatever that cream factor is, it starts to break down, and like the creamy mattes might start to get a little crumbly. The cream to powder, I'll swipe it and it'll just kind of fall apart a little bit. And I will still use it, but then not soon after, when they start to break down, they start to irritate my lids. So close to the 3 year mark is what I get from the Natasha formula. And that kind of concerns me for her slip cream matte formula, because those are creamier than her cream to powder. The slip cream mattes are creamier than her creamy mattes. And so I'm like, how long is it going to take for those to break down? Because again, creamy mattes, cream to powders, they break down 2.5, 3 year mark. And the slip cream, they're creamier than these. And so I'm wondering, how long are these going to be good for me? And I do have sensitive skin. But this, as long as it's around, I do foresee it in my stash. And so that's going in the love pile. Retro Glam. We used this and we paired it with, I think, 2 other palettes. Beautiful color story, easy to use. It's not impactful at all, but whatever you do for the most part is going to look nice. This is a cream to powder, and you can see that huge dip in here. So it is a really soft shade. I do really like these formulas. Everything does show up for the most part. This for me is it there, is it not there? The same with this shade. The pink, these two, but it's nice for just placing color or blending the edge out on something, or just putting it somewhere to take up space, or for lower lash line. And so this is going to be a love for me. It's very easy to use, and it's going to be pretty, and it's not going to be messy. And this is, as I said, a repurchase for me. The Glam palette is also a love for me. It's basic. Whatever I do with this is pretty because of the color story of it. And I do get a variety of looks from this palette. It's just easy to use. It's not messy. I travel with it because whatever I do is going to look nice. And they're like, oh my gosh, your shadow's so pretty. And so it is basic, but it's easy. It's pretty. The formula is solid. And if I want just something quick, whether I want to do smoky or just kind of stay, here, it's going to work and it's going to look nice. And so for me, a lot of it with palettes are, does it show up? Does it look pretty? Is it easy to use? Is it messy or not? So that's kind of what it comes down to for me. It is what I keep hearing myself saying. This is Lady of Shalott. I believe this video aired this morning, and I haven't watched it back yet. And we decided to do looks by columns. And so we did the 5th column on one eye, and we did the 6th column on the other eye. Both the looks are really pretty. There's a lot of variety in this palette. There's 2, 4, 5, 30 shades in this palette. It's a lot of shadows. It's a lot to work with. And I could do without like these right here. And I know I always say that because they're the lighter shades. But if you are a neutral lover, if you are a natural makeup lover and you want to venture into color, or if you like soft grunge looks or soft goth looks, this would be a good palette for you. And I don't think they still sell it. That's the thing. But because it has everything in here, if you want to add color, you have these up here. You want to do purples, you got grays, you got greens, you got the orangey tones, the neutral tones. So this is an everything palette, depending on what your preference is. And for that reason is why I love it, because I could travel with this, and whatever look I feel like doing, I'm going to be able to do it. The formula is solid. There's nothing that's really messy. Everything shows up really well. Some of these formulas are very smooth, you see, and very soft. So you see the brush dips in these shadows, and it's not because I use them a lot, but they're just soft, but yet they pick up really easy for me on the brush and to apply. I really like this. This is a love, in case y'all were wondering. Sneaky ass. We have a sneaky ass 1 and a sneaky ass 2, and I just realized I didn't even do the intro. I did do the intro, but I didn't say 2 things about me. One is that I cursed. The other thing is Bruce that lives here. What is this? What is this red mark? And where did that come from? I just now saw that. What the hell was over here? It's not tender to touch. So we have a sneaky ass one and we have a sneaky ass two. And whenever the other thing arrives, I'll let y'all know who sneaky ass number two is. But Janessa sent me this because when I first saw this palette on Instagram, this palette is messy. Not that the palette is messy. This green, all this that you see here, that's this green. This green is moving. When I saw this on Instagram, this is my color story. I was lusting after this palette, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm on a no buy, so let me just chill. As far as I know, it's not limited edition. And unbeknownst to me, Janessa had ordered actually two, one for her and one for me. So of course we did a collab with it, with this palette. This, I'm close to love. This is definitely my vibe, definitely my color story. And the reason I'm on the fence of a love is there's some beasts from hell, chunky, flaky shades in here, and they are torture to work with. But when you get it on, it's very pretty. And you can see which ones they are. This one down here. This one right here. This one right here. There's a sleeper cell. There's one somewhere. This one, but not as bad as this and this. And you can see they want to jump out the pan. I was just like, what the hell? And this one too. So this one, this one, this one, that one. But that's only 4 shades out of what, like 28? 2, 4, 6, 7, yeah. But that's only 4 shades out of 28. And usually I do use those shades and they'll go on the first half of the lid. Use it, get it done. So that way I can get to the enjoyable formulas in here. But I do adore this palette. The color story is my story. The sentiment behind it, you know, that has my heart warm. This is a beautiful palette. If you like these dark tones, grungy tones, and if you want to stay with the green and grays, you have that. If you want to stay with your purples, you have that over here. So you can switch up like what it is, what you want to do. And then, or this little pocket right here, even though there's two beast hounds from hell in here, this one and that one. But if you just want to do a quick, easy, like neutral kind of look, you have that. And you have these lighter shades over here. This is a really pretty shade. And actually, they're all really pretty shades. So you do have some variety in here without it being redundant. So this is a love. Even if you look at this, you see all this shadow on here? Like, this is messy. Those 4 shades, they're messy. I do keep the sleeve for palettes like this because it's not in the way and it's not bulky and it's not inconvenient. So it's like, why do you keep them? I don't know, I just do. Other than that, I do not keep packaging. I do not. People keep mothership boxes. I never did. I'm like, So this is the last one. Puffer Jacket MAC palette. Janessa and I did a second Pride Look live stream. And I used this and she used her Blend Bunny palette. Excuse me. They both have 40 shades. And we did a palette bingo. And we chose, it chose 6 shades for us. And this is what I used. My heart loves this palette. But usage-wise, I like this palette. And the reason it's that way for me is because the metallics in here, they're very soft. Like, they're not really impactful. This is the bold shade. This is an off black. That's not even like a carbon black. It's not a black. These show up nice on me. I do like all the looks that I did with this palette. Yes, I'm using the side of my face to hold this up. Every look I did I like, but the colors are just really soft. And so I was really glad that for the palette bingo, it was like some shades over here. And we also did have that shade, that's Freshwater. But like from here to like even here, like they, minus this one. So like these first 2 crescents, they're just really soft, they're very light, but they're very pretty. And the formula does work for me. But that's why it is on the fence between a like and a love. So I love the concept. Of course, I love what the palette stands for. Of course, I love the packaging. But as far as usage, it's a strong like. And so we're going to just backtrack what the likes are and then what the loves are. And then that'll be it for this live stream. So this will be a quick, easy one. I think YouTube is doing something because the numbers are going up and down and I can't see the comments. And so So I don't even know if this will show up or not. Because there was a time before where the live stream just completely cut off. It was still going on my end, but when I watched the back, it had just straight cut off. And so for the like side, the MAC Pride palette from 2024, Natasha Denona Leela palette. I should be putting these back as I'm talking about them, right? Our MAC Trolls Just Want to Have Fun palette because it is a party palette. It is very colorful. The Natasha Denona Structure, Texture, and Tone palette, Dramatic, which is not really included because this is going to be sanitizing in my kit after next time I use it. But this is a like. Neon Garden, if you're into neon, this is a great palette for that. That's a like. Nightmare palette is a like. I do feel like it's going to venture over into the loves eventually because this is definitely 100% my color story. So for loves, and I do want to get to a place where I love everything, hence also, trying to condense my palette. Love Cryptic palette from Jolie Beauty. Love Spellcast Beauty side of Notoriously Morbid Lady of Shalat. Natasha Denona Glam palette. Natasha Denona Retro Glam palette. Natasha Denona Circle Local palette. These are all loves. Martine Cosmetics 669 dupe. Lethal Cosmetics singles. The Anxiety from Lethal. Grunge Life from Selling Cosmetics. Tan palette is a love. These three from MAC. The Connecting Color 12 pans. All of these are loves. Makeup by Mario, who is falling apart because I have been using it quite a bit. That's a love. And last but not least, the Pat McGrath Gilded Nirvana palette. And so these are all the palettes that we used in June. We have 10 to use in July, but we will also be using more. But those are the ones that we haven't used since May and one we haven't used since April. So that'll be it for this video. If you're a replay crew and you watch this, let me know your thoughts on these palettes. If it was some weird stuff going on, it's not my fault, it's YouTube's, because stuff on my end is looking weird. But we're going to go. Janessa's going live in about maybe a half hour, 40 minutes or so. So make sure y'all tune into that. That's going to be amazing. And so you will see me then. So as always, self-acceptance, self-love. That is the Crazy Troll Nation way. Thank you, and you'll see me soon.